Ben, can we get any word at all?
Run.
Run. Thank you, run.
There's something in the woods and it's coming after me, and I didn't see it, but I know it isn't very friendly. It's coming fast and it's coming from behind. Oh no, it's gonna get me, I am running out of time.
I was just trying to have a fun day at the park. I had to run away from something in the dark. I hope it doesn't get too close to me, cause I'm actually freaked out seriously.
Run, 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 run.
Run, 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 run.
I'm trying to just have a good day, but there is something and it's well on its way. It's right on my heels and golly, it feels like it's gonna eat me soon.
I swear that it's there. No, really, I mean it. If you can't see it, that must be your brain. It's behind me and it's coming up fast. What do you mean you don't see it? What do you mean there's nothing there?
Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run.
I don't think I'll make it to tomorrow. I don't think this thing will leave me be. Everyone I knew will be full of sorrow when it finally catches up to me. I better run, 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 run.
I'll do whatever it takes. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll do whatever it takes. Oh no, I forgot about my soul aches.
Run, 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 run. We're running and we're running and we're run, 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 run.
Wow.
What
That was a fun one.
What a fun one. Welcome, everybody, to Charm Scene, the improvised musical. I'm sitting, as always, across from the incredible, fast Lily Ludwig.
And I'm sitting across from the oh-so-speedy Austin Packard.
And we're right here on the keys next to the ferociously quick, it's Sam Scheidler on the keys. Now, those are some fast
Beautiful.
fingers.
And
but-
who else is in the room with us?
Well, you might have heard on that track, we've got a very special, charming guest in the room. We do a lot of things with you. We do Lost Realms and Otherworld. We do Riff wherever Riff is. We are so excited to introduce to you
Performer, writer, comedian, Ben Auxier.
Ben.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here on Charm Scene.
Oh, please. The pleasure is all ours. We are so excited to have you here. Now, what we've asked you to do is we have asked you to bring in a story, something from your time in the arts or in theater or in performing, whatever that means to you. You're going to tell us that story. We're going to chat about it a little bit, ask any questions we might have, and then we're going to put all of that into a big old metaphorical blender and pull out the individual pieces that we like and use it to inspire us into a fully improvised musical, totally made up on the spot together. Sound good?
Yes.
Yes.
That sounds great.
Great. So, Ben, our question for you is, what story have you brought in for us today?
And I hope it has something to do with your life as a comedian or performer.
It does.
It better.
I was thinking about the very first paid gig that I had as an actor. I was in college. I was studying acting and film, getting ready to be broke for the rest of my life. And I was offered this job. There was a short play that was supposed to be performed for an event. And it's like a murder mystery play, like a 30-page play for one event, one night, just a one-off thing. And I was offered, I don't know, maybe $50 or something, which was more than it is now, but still wasn't all that much. And I got together with the guys who were supposed to perform this, and it was all guys. And the writer, who was a local guy, we were sitting in a room with him. We were like, well, when are we going to rehearse this? Because it's like 30 pages. You got to, get ready for it. It needs to be prepared. And he's like, well, you guys can come down to my work and rehearse there. And I was like, oh, where do you work? He said, I work at a strip club. I'm the announcer at a strip club. And I was like, oh, so maybe we can't do that then. And he said, oh, no, during like the off hours. I'm like, when are the off hours? He's like, oh, like 10 in the morning. I'm like, we're in class. We're in college. He's like, well, you can come by at 3 a.m. I'm like, that's the 1 hour we sleep. So in the end, we didn't rehearse it. We just didn't. And so the day of the show arrives And we need to go down to the venue, which is a winery in the Ozarks. And for anyone who's not familiar with that area, the Ozarks are a system of lakes in central Missouri. And I'm in Kansas City at the time. It's like a 3-hour drive to this place. So we all pile in the car and we all drive to a winery in the middle of the woods 3 hours away. We're all kind of looking through the scripts.
Yeah.
On our way there, I'm like panicking. Because I'm just like, what are we going to do? We're not ready. This is literally the actor's nightmare. And everyone around me seems weirdly chill about it. I think they were just wise beyond their years. I think they knew that this just did not matter. And my mind hadn't yet comprehended a show that did not matter. So we finally get to the place. I'm struggling to shove these lines into my brain. We've had no kind of rehearsal. We haven't even like run the lines or anything. We get down there. It's just a room in a winery, like a small dining room. And there's just like tables of people around. And we start performing this murder mystery that has like a central narrator sort of character who leads everyone through it. But at one point, someone sitting at one of the tables yells like, hey, who cares what they said? They said something.
Yeah.
And, I don't remember if it was me, if it was someone else went just like, hey, responded. And then the floodgates were open.
Oh.
It was chaos after that.
Right.
They realized that if they talked to us, we would respond.
Oh, no.
And the combination of a total lack of preparedness on our part and the total chaos of an increasingly drunk audience at this winery who had maybe never seen a theatrical production ever, turned into something that is so chaotic, I'm still not sure I didn't dream it. And as like the next 30 minutes or so go on, we take a break at one point. I'm back there pacing around. I'm like, what are we going to do? And my friend Grant is just like, it's happening, man. We're doing it. This is what we're doing. And I was like, no, it can't be this. This cannot be my first paid gig. And we go back out there and the crowd is so raucous and so drunk and so out of control that the central narrating character just goes, okay, stop. We're skipping to the end now. He lines everyone up and he says to the crowd, who do you think did it? And they go, that guy. And he goes, wrong. Good night. Standing ovation.
Wow. That's incredible.
Standing ovation. And that was my first paid job as a performer.
It's like the mystery of Edwin Drood if everyone was drunk and terrible.
I'd watch that.
You get to vote at the end.
A lot of my life is like classic literature if everyone was drunk and terrible.
That's so cool. That's so fun. I love the idea of a murder mystery in on a winery and in the Ozarks. That's really there's something really interesting there.
That's fun. I do like that.
Yeah.
Well, let's go then.
Let's go.
We cut to it's the first day of a long weekend at a winery deep in the Ozarks. Beautiful lakeside properties. Sprawling vineyards over the hills. And in walks our guests. They're here to stay for the whole weekend. It's a whole wine tasting weekend.
And they all have very distinct looks, like characters in the game Clue.
Ooh, that's right. One of them is very tall and wears a top hat that he will not take off.
My name is Mr. Mayonnaise. Wonderful to meet you all.
Another one, we've got a woman in gigantic stiletto heels, and she's wearing the silver dress with her hair down in large coils.
Oh, I hope they have a decent Merlot.
And then there's the guy in the middle, who looks like he's got a zip-up hoodie on and a t-shirt and baggy shorts, but I'm told he's a tech billionaire. Hello, my name is Jason Stryther.
Nice to meet you, Jason.
I'm excited for this weekend. I could use a break from opening Google 2.
I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm the simple heir to a mayonnaise fortune. And I've come here to kick up my heels and not think about anything white or creamy.
Perfect strangers, perfect strangers. There's no danger among perfect strangers.
Perfect strangers, perfect strangers. There's no danger
Among
perfect strangers.
I'm the old lady with a little poodle on a leash. I may have several secrets, but be sure I will keep.
I'm the bag boy, lurking behind them, with bags in tow, who they do not know.
Perfect strangers,
Perfect strangers, there's no danger in perfect strangers.
Oh, hey, yo, my name is Mr. Mayo. You can call me that, as all my good close friends do. And this weekend, I hope that you and I will be speaking about things killer through and through. Perfect strangers, perfect strangers. There's no danger in perfect strangers. Perfect strangers, perfect strangers.
And at the top of the hill, a man stands at the door. His name is Walter Wine, and he's invited these strangers for a weekend they'll never forget, making them all, dare I say, perfect strangers. Cuckoo.
Well, it was nice talking to you guys in line. I realize I'm the only one who didn't introduce herself. I'm Mrs. Poodle.
I was just about to ask. Nice to meet your acquaintance, Mrs. Poodle.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Jason Stryther at your service.
Interesting attire.
Thank you. It's all I own.
You have to shake my little dog's hand, too, all of you.
Okay. What's the dog's name?
Shake Peanut.
Peanut? Okay.
Hello, Peanut. Mr. Stryther.
Yes?
I have an extra top hat for emergencies if you need it to complement your hooded jacket.
I prefer this hooded jacket covering my hair. Thank you very much. See, I've got a lot of things on my brain, big billionaire ideas floating around in here that I couldn't possibly contain with a hat.
In my day, you couldn't become a billionaire without a hat as tall as your ambitions, and then some.
In my day, you couldn't become a billionaire without a father who was a billionaire.
The bag boy drops everyone's bags on the floors and goes, "I'll never be a billionaire. You can all take your own bags upstairs." And he storms off, slamming a door.
Oh, this must be a part of the experience. We're slumming it, you see.
Ooh, they just can't get good help here. What a theme.
Oh, no, it's fun. Here, I'll lift my bag.
Don't overexert yourself. Here, let me try.
Peanut, pick up my bag, won't you? Arf, arf. Oh, she did it.
You're back.
And you there.
I pack light.
You there at the top of the stairs now. You must be Walter Wine.
I say there, Mr. Wine, I'm quite certain my bag was not this heavy when I first packed it. Have you placed something inside?
Ha, 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 ha. Walter Wine is dressed exactly like Colonel Sanders.
With a giant mustache.
And like a white suit. Yeah. I'm afraid that won't be the only mystery of this weekend.
What do you mean?
Look around the room. Do you know anybody here?
Why, yes, I've just met the acquaintance of Mr. Slather and Dog Lady.
Right, and this is, of course, is Mr. Mayonnaise.
That's my name.
I'm glad you all had time to get acquainted in line. You may have thought previous to that line you were all perfect strangers.
We did. I thought about
Let
it.
me talk, Mr. Mayo.
Oh.
And there's thunder heard outside, even though there was no rain before.
You will all know each other soon enough, and you will all find out how deep your connections truly go.
Whoa.
You'll notice I've taken anything out of your bags that will allow you to call anybody or text anybody, even you, tech man.
But without my phone, and he pats all over his body. I have no technology. Who am I?
Well, surely you didn't take... He unzips his bag. Oh, Mr. Beauregard the pigeon is still here. My carrier pigeon. I still have a link with the outside world and my dear mama.
Have you ever tried to let a pigeon loose in a vineyard? They just start eating grapes.
No, not Mr. Beauregard. He wouldn't. Mr. Beauregard, take this message for me. Tell Mama that the man's being very rude.
Puts in his little talons.
Okay. I'll allow it.
And the pigeon flies across the room, and he lands on Mr. Wine's arm.
Ah!
And he gives him a note, and inside that note is a message with a little bit of charm.
The note says, hey, today, this isn't going quite as I planned. I wonder if we, meaning you and me, could go have a talk man to man.
Fine. Come talk to me in my office.
We see them both leave the room, leaving Jason Stryther and the old lady, whose name again, please? Mrs. Poodle. I'm so sorry, Mrs. Poodle. Leaving them alone in the room together.
So you work with computers.
Yeah, I normally do. I feel pretty lost without all my stuff, though. I wonder if he's got any games on that pigeon.
I've lived a pretty good life without any kind of technology in my mansion, and I have a very fulfilled existence.
Let me ask you this, huh? How'd you acquire your fortune?
My dad died and he was rich.
Oh.
I'm a Nepo baby. I own it.
Same.
Really?
Yeah.
But you dress like a poor.
I dress like a modern rich. Times have changed, old lady.
They do say money talks, wealth whispers. You're whispering a little too quietly. Maybe I can give you a makeover.
Ooh. And they go off into their own room. We go back now to Walter Wine and Mr. Mayonnaise speaking man to man with a pigeon just in between them.
I don't bring anybody to the Ozarks unless they have something to learn.
Well, it's been quite a long minute since I've been in school, Miss Walter Wine, Mr. Wine. Pardon me, for you see, my memory's not what it used to be. As I said, it's been a month of Sundays since I was in an academic institution.
Well, that's fine. It's not that kind of lesson. Each person here has a specific flaw through which interacting with the other guests will fix said flaw.
Is it being rich? 'Cause we're all rich.
No.
I take
it's more of a mystery than that.
I wouldn't assume that you, clearly a man of means, would have anything against those entrepreneurial such as yourself.
I'm a big fan of capitalism. I just like using my wealth for fun things, like teaching people how to face their flaws instead of stupid things like rockets that look like dicks.
I too am a man of tastes. That is why I find myself here in the Ozarks, the national park of rednecks. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies and lakes as the eye can see. And there's some gals, and there's some guys, and laws that only benefit me. The Ozarks, the Ozarks, the old parks declare I love the sweet freedom of this old Republican air.
Well, you're speaking my language, you know how I think. I don't want you to make you take a drink in the lake. That's where you'll go if I cannot make you comply.
In the Ozarks, the Ozarks, the old park for me. The Ozarks, the Ozarks, the old park for me.
So don't try to send your bird with a message. You can't leave this place until you have learned your lesson. I think that it would be best if you figured it out quickly by mingling with other guests.
Here in the Ozarks.
back now to the fashion makeover with Mrs. Poodle and Jason Stryther.
You see, you have a nice build there. You want to accentuate your arms with a nice button-down, sharp, creased shirt, not one of those dingy little, what are those, in the bargain bin at Target? I don't know what's in Target.
Button-down shirt? What do you take me for, my father?
If you want to be taken seriously, you've got to dress a little sharper. That's why I'm dressed to the nines in this old Victorian dress.
Well, what if I don't take you seriously at all, huh? What have you done? What tech empire have you built, huh? Have you reframed society in a way that will definitely benefit everyone like I have?
I'm one of the most accomplished ladies in the Ozarks. I can paint, I can draw, I have a little dog that follows me everywhere. What else do you need?
Friends. That's what I need, at least.
Who needs friends? I have Peanut. Arf, arf.
That's more than I've got. It's lonely out here being rich at the top of a tech mountain.
No one ever talks about the loneliness aspect. I swore off friends long ago.
Well, maybe. Look, I don't normally say this, but I'm normally not around people rich like me. Maybe we could be friends.
Well, you do look nice in my dead son's suit.
Thank you. It's weird wearing this. Did you take it off him after he died?
Yep.
Ahoy, ahoy there! Enters a swarthy-looking cook.
Hell yeah.
Master Wine says it's time for dinner. Everyone please come to the long table. You'll know it's the right one because it's the longest table in the darkest room. It's so long you'll say, how could anyone use so many seats at a given time? And
we cut to the longest table ever in the darkest room.
Our, 3 guests and Mr. Wine are sitting impossibly far from each other.
This is like a Last Supper kind of a table. There's beautiful silverware and shiny, those little domes, clochette, what is it?
Oh, that cover the food?
Yep, those. There's
They're
a bunch of those.
All over the table. Hey! This table's really nice!
Yes, it's nice eating with you. We're so far away.
Can someone pass the mayo?
Good one. Are you serious?
Yes. Why would you even joke about me joking about that?
I think I see the mayo at the other end of the table.
I need someone to get it to me now.
It's by me. I'll throw it.
My goodness. Well, I never. Throwing mayonnaise as if it's some... He stands up from the table, looks around, spits dramatically on the floor.
Ew.
Do I detect the tangy zip of Miracle Whip? This is not mayonnaise.
Miracle Whip that's been put inside a glass bottle that says fancy rich people mayonnaise on it?
Mr. Wine.
First you take our phones, now you take our fine things.
You may notice a lot of things in this winery aren't as they seem, and yet you've only begun to scratch the surface.
Scratch the surface. You know, when I walked in here, I noticed there was a scratch on that wooden panel right over there in the wall.
Oh no!
Let me go check it out. And Jason Stryther gets up from his chair and walks over, removes a wooden panel from the wall, and it reveals a secret tunnel.
Wow, I thought it would take you guys at least a day and a half to get that one.
Was I supposed to find this yet? There's a note that says, "Happy day 2, you've done a good job so far."
Well, we might as well skip ahead now. I hope you've all had a good chance to get to know each other, because it's gonna help later.
What's in this tunnel?
Why don't you go see?
Okay. And Jason Stryther gets down on his hands and knees and crawls into the tunnel.
Peanut runs into the tunnel and Mrs. Poodle goes after her.
The pigeon Beauregard goes in after both of them. I'll stay out here. a man of certain rotund proportions as I am, I'll wait for the good news.
I was very careful with my measurements of this tunnel. He shoves Mr. Mayo in. He fits perfectly. And then Walter Wine slams the wall back behind them.
We're trapped.
The tunnel keeps going. Jason, first in line, crawls through, constantly pushing Peanut back, who wants to rush ahead.
Oh, this is filthy and disgusting. But I suppose the only way out is through.
There's a light at the other end. It's beautiful.
Well, what is it? I'm all the way in the back. I can't see it.
I'll describe it to you.
I got in behind the bird.
There's a glowing light at the end of the way, and it's the most beautiful thing I've seen. It fills me with warmth, it fills me with cheer. What other things can I glean? I want to go towards it, I want to touch it, I want to bask in its glow. Who could I be in that golden light? Oh, I don't know, I don't know. What if I'm a different person when I'm outside of the tunnel? My life is gone in one direction, feels like a little like a funnel. What if I'm a different person on the outside of the tunnel? 'Cause so far my life has not been so good, no, not very funnel. A little like this tunnel.
I've been so alone for most of my days, but these last few hours have been a really welcome change of pace. Hanging out with just a dog isn't much of a life in my big giant home. For the first time in maybe a decade, I'm happy to not be alone.
What if I'm a different person on the outside of this tunnel? I want to shoot out of this space so bad, like a bullet from a gun. Oh, what if I'm a different person on the outside of the tunnel? This feels like it could be the final.
I've spent my days living all in mayonnaise, simple mayo, not abiding anything different. People scare me left and right, all their differences give me fright. I just want nice, calm, reformed, and polite. I just want mayo. But what if I'm a different person on the outside of this tunnel? It feels like I've been picked up and whipped around. It feels like I've been spun. Oh, what if I'm a different person on the outside of this tunnel? 'Cause right now the weight of my crushing wealth weighs about a tunnel, but not outside the tunnel. Suddenly, they come to an opening wide enough that everyone can exit. They all look around in confusion.
You all right, Peanut?
They seem to be seeing things, although not necessarily the same things. Oh,
what do you see, Mr. Mayonnaise?
What? It's all just mayonnaise. Every single bit of it. The floors, the ceilings, it's all just goopy and white and plain, unremarkable and unsurprising. There's nothing here that challenges my eyes or my heart. Don't you see it?
I just see tunnels that go in every direction, hallways, big hallways of rooms and rooms. Every direction I look is another hallway with big fancy portraits and curtains and big doors, and no one is there. It's just me.
I see the fall of civilization. I see people staring at their phones as they're gripping the edge of a cliff, about to fall to their deaths, but they have to post. They have to post. No!
They all grab hands, and at that moment, the evil visions melt away.
Well, it's just an ordinary room.
Yeah.
With gorgeous wood panels and no way out other than that tunnel.
Maybe we shouldn't have drank the wine at dinner.
You think?
Mr. Wine. It was him all along. Suddenly, a TV spins out from inside one of the walls, and Mr. Wine appears. I'm sorry.
No. Well, I wasn't expecting you to get to this room so quickly. I see you've all met the room of illusions, where you see your deepest fears. Or you see the things that you thought you wished for, but turn out to be not so good for you.
What is this, Mr. Wine? What do you want from us?
Do you want money? Do you want my extra top hat?
It's a beautiful top hat, but no! I just want you to learn to be better people. I need to force you to do it because otherwise you won't. This is how I help society. Ha 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 ha. He does an evil laugh and he tries to leave like a Zoom meeting, but it keeps not working.
No, you gotta hit it's not, you're just muting yourself over and over again.
Ha ha.
No. You gotta hit the big X.
And you have to click end meeting for all of us, or will still be on here.
Yeah, we don't have a keyboard or anything. It's just the screen. I think that's probably behind the wall.
Mr. Wine goes, oh, thank goodness I got out of there. And then the screen goes dark.
Well, if this is where we're supposed to be, how are we supposed to become better people from just this tiny little room? I don't even have a phone.
I have an idea.
Yeah?
Let's all just agree that we're better now.
Oh, I like that. That's a good one.
All right, sure.
Shake on it.
They shake. A three-handed shake. Very graceful.
Including the dog paw and the pigeon.
The dog and the pigeon
foot.
also shake.
All right, well, that should be it, right? I mean, we all said we were gonna be better, and that's pretty much what being better is, yeah?
You know, I understand my thing is maybe loneliness, and your thing is maybe technology and money. I don't really understand the mayonnaise vision.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh, well...
Can you elaborate, please?
Yes. You see, be easier if I sang it to you.
Oh,
it wouldn't be easier at all, but I'm still gonna try. Society is growing each and every day. People are all knowing they can have their own way, their own identities. And where does that leave me? Not feeling so okay. I need everything to be mayo. I need everything to be normal. And I'm the one who defines normal. So everything needs to be me. Does that make sense?
No.
I think so.
I support legislation that cuts down on equal rights. I like to see people struggle. And if they don't conform, then they're gonna have a fight. 'Cause everything needs to be mayo. Everything needs to be white. Everything needs to be mayo. And then it'll be alright. Does that make sense?
Whoa, so this whole time you've been, what, some kind of,
corporate lobbyists
Yeah.
paying high-powered politicians to ensure a state that conforms to the regressive ideals of an idealized past that never was.
You're really good at articulating that as if you're from another perspective.
No, it's this room. 'Cause when everything is really mayo, when everything is really white, you sit and you slip and you fall on your ass, and that's not really all right.
I think I agree with
So
this.
I don't know if I really want mayo to be the future for us all. All I know is that if it's mayo, I'm gonna slip and fall. Whee! So it's the room that really gave me that perspective, you know?
Wow.
That's fascinating. You say that everything has to be mayo. Well, I thought I loved being alone, and then I saw these vacuous tunnels, and I felt so terrible. Didn't I recall you feeling scared when you saw just mayo everywhere? Didn't that do anything to you?
Yes, it did. That's why I suddenly have this change of heart where I can recognize the patterns I've been engaging in. What about you, Mr. Computer?
I never thought about the effects of computers before until I saw someone die in my vision
By what was it?
by a computer.
Because they fell
They
off
fell
a
off
cliff?
a cliff and they wouldn't stop looking at their phone.
Oh.
What if I made the cliff and made the phone? What if I have, by creating this technology, have created such a fall off of humanity that we are distracted from because of the technology itself?
Oh.
This is a wild room.
And what if my wanting to be alone is really more of a metaphor for not wanting to share my wealth and keeping it all for just me because I thought that's what made me the happiest, but turns out spreading it around and maybe defunding people who have too much of it and spreading it around to social programs is the way to go.
I was gonna say, Mrs. Poodle, your thing doesn't seem as bad as ours, really, in retrospect.
I'm trying to fit in.
You
We
just
were
seem like a sad rich lady.
We were slowly eroding society. You were just kind of lonely, but
I have
guess-
$500 billion. Does that change things?
Oh,
You don't get
yeah.
that kind of money without exploiting
No,
somebody.
you cannot be that and not a monster.
No, my dad did oil stuff.
You are sitting on a mountain of exploitation.
You have blood on your poodle's hands.
Oh, no.
And from suddenly, one of the walls spins around, and we see the bag boy. And finally, he drops all of their bags. You know, I've been watching you all.
The bag boy?
That's me, the bag boy. If I sound different than how I did before, it's because I've changed.
I don't think you do sound different.
All right,
I
great.
think you were pretty much that.
I'm the bag boy, or should I say, the real Walter White. That's right. I've hired an actor to play me to you all while I could run around as the bag boy unnoticed by all of you. I was in the room with you and the fake Walter Wine. I was in the room with you two while you were doing a fashion makeover.
Egad.
And I was sitting right there in the middle of the table at dinner, and none of you noticed
Under one
me.
of the cloches. I
Exactly.
think that's what they're
None of
called.
The
you
little
noticed.
dome that goes over
Yes,
the plate.
yes,
It's
he
called a
must have been
cloche.
in
Right.
one.
And you know what was for
Excuse
dinner?
me, we're having a conversation.
Okay, I'll wait.
It's called a cloche, that thing? I just thought it was like a cover.
In the Ozarks, it's called a cloche.
Oh, okay. So you were under a cloche. Go on.
The point is, none of you noticed me. The point is, none of you noticed the poor man in the room with your bags.
Oh.
He's right. I didn't.
But I can see you now. Does that mean something?
It means you've changed. And no one had to die.
Was that part of the plan originally?
That was part of day one, is one of you were going to die, and then that would lead you to the panel on day two. You skipped a whole day.
Another wall flips around. That's right! I was gonna prepare you all in a dish! We were gonna chop you up and murder you and put you into some food and then serve you
Walter
to each
White
other.
flips a switch and the wall swings back around.
Wait. You're saying instead of a murder mystery, it was just ego death?
And then another wall spins around, and there's the actor, Walter Wine, who was an actor the whole time.
Hey, I take Venmo or Zelle.
Oh, yes, you're all expected to tip him.
Really anything.
Oh, so it's a little tacky. We're expected to, you invited us, and now we're
We
supposed
accept
to tip.
cash.
Look, gig work is kind of touch and go, so
I
anything
understand that. I'm
helps.
just saying, I think it's on the host. to
I
tip
did
you.
not pay him well. This trip isn't about me.
Man, I've changed so much in these last 20 minutes, but have I changed enough to actually give out some of my money?
Well, you found the final test. If you don't tip this man, you'll be trapped in this room forever.
Well, I don't know if I'd need to tip him. I mean, he didn't even carry our bags. He made us do it himself.
He's barely
ourselves.
spoken to me the whole time.
I mean, he agreed to the job for the wage provided. Why should he expect an additional fee on top of that?
Tip culture has gone really out of hand. What's he gonna turn around one of those little iPads? With the
I
percentage?
earned every dollar I have, damn it!
You know, I actually get a percentage of every tip, so in a way, this is like, I'm just tipping myself. It just seems like a waste of time, Mr. Wine.
We've reached a tipping point. We've reached a tipping point. Do I tip over the edge? Do I dare to step onto this ledge? Do I give away some of what is mine?
Do I give him a single dime that I've earned in my time? It's mine. Oh, it's mine. It's always been mine.
If I give this young boy a tip today, is that gonna open the floodgates and give all my money away? We're at a tipping point.
We've reached a tipping point.
I get the point, but do I need to tip? What was all of the point of this fucked up trip? Should I give him some cash? Should I give him some dough? Do I do this thing I just did not know?
He's just gonna spend it on booze and pills. Oh, I know it. You can't trust this guy. He's no chill. What would be the point of giving him anything at all?
At this tipping point.
It's a tipping point. Suddenly, the pigeon Beauregard swipes into the pockets of all three of the rich, picking up bills from the pockets and fluttering them over to the actor that played Mr. Wine. Beauregard, what are you doing? Don't talk to me that way. I have been your master and loyal companion for these many years. We're at a tipping point. We're at a tipping point.
Fine. Here's $1. Take it for what it's worth.
Here's some more in my dog's collar. I'll send it to you for your work.
Fine. Here's another. You can have it. It's yours.
Wait a minute, that felt really good. No, it didn't feel like a chore.
Wow, we're
Take
at a
another, take another, take another, take it all out of my pockets. We're at a tipping point.
What am I going to do with this?
Take another, 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 take another.
I think that's the end right
yeah.
there.
Yeah, there you got nowhere to go from
They
there.
learned. I was tempted. I was tempted to say, and then the mansion fades away around them, and they're standing in an empty field where no wine has ever been made, no grapes have ever been grown.
They're just sloshed on grapes.
Man, what a fun! Oh, that was such a fun little show. That was so cool.
I like that a lot.
I love a murder mystery with no murder.
It's so
No
hard
murder.
to improvise a mystery. It was ego death.
Yeah.
Yeah, a mystery ego death. We had a murder mystery meets a morality play. You got a little bit of, you got a little Eat the Rich.
Sam says Eat the Rich.
You got a little bit of what's it called in there with the guy and the Scrooge and the Christmas Carol.
Oh,
Christmas
yeah,
got a
yeah.
little bit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a little guy with the Scrooge.
That's right. Man, what a delightful bunch of charming rich people.
It's like a Christmas Carol, but everyone's drunk and terrible.
Speaking of three characters, we had multiple characters in this, right?
We did.
So Ben, here's what we like to do on Charm Scene. You are our guest.
Yes.
So we'd like to ask you which of those characters you found the most charming that you might want to see a little more of.
I mean, I'll be honest. I did not find the character that I played primarily to be very charming.
But you did so
That
many.
dude sucks.
Yeah. I think we've heard enough from him.
I think I'd like to know more about the life of Beauregard the pigeon.
Oh.
That's such a good answer.
All right, but we'll have it translated to English so it's not
okay.
just chirping into the microphone.
Yeah, that's
Although
fair.
that would be really
That's
funny.
Yeah. The life of Beau. I mean, I
That's
can, but
that's the whole regard.
Yes.
That's the whole joke.
that's
though.
the whole regard of Beauregard.
Oh, save it for the
Oh,
song.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
yeah.
that's the chorus. All right, we go now to Beauregard after this event has transpired.
Well, Beauregard, I suppose I learned quite a lot in there. I'm not going to tell you what to do anymore. If you want to stay with me, you can stay. If you want to seek out greener pastures, that's
I think I'll go. I think I'll fly far away.
Oh?
I think I'll make myself known and find a whole new day. This life as a bird, well, it suits me so well. No messages to give, no more stories to tell. But you've been my guy, so watch as I fly. I know you weren't great, but I'll never tell you a lie. As I fly up above the clouds, you're my friend, and I'll be glad to shout it out loud.
You're my bird. I know you've heard. You sent to travel for my words. And now, as you fly, you'll always be my bird, and I will always be your guide.
And that's the whole regard of Beauregard. Whole regard of Beauregard. And I know that if you could only give one wish, it would to never have been such a bad person, to never be so rich. But I'm proud of you, my sweet Mr. Mayonnaise. And as I fly, hope that you can remember me for all of your days. That's the whole regard of Beauregard. 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 Yay!
Oh, Ben, you're so fun.
What a time. Thank you so much. Just real quick. Oh, I'm sitting across from the amazingly wealthy Lily Ludwig.
And I'm sitting across from the dirt poor Austin Packard.
It's true, student loans. What
Oh,
a
no.
pain. And we are, of course, joined this whole time on the keys has been the incredible
Middle class
Sam Scheidler. And, of course, we could not have done it without our incredible, charming guest today. It's the one, the only, it's Ben Auxier.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
We're so glad
Ben,
to have
do you have anything you want to plug? Anywhere people can follow you on social media? What have you?
Yeah, you can see all of my stuff on Linktree /Ben Auxier. That's where I just keep all my links updated for current shows and whatnot. I've got a show over at Otherworld Theater right now, one at Second City, and one that I'm producing at the Lincoln Lodge. I would love for you to come check any of them out. Linktree /Ben Auxier. It's all on there.
And you're also
And
known-
Auxier is spelled
Oh, yes.
Auxier.
Write that down. Especially people might also know you from Friend Dog Studios.
Yes, Friend Dog Studios. That's been in an active channel for a while now, but if you see my face and you're like, I might know him from, it's probably from one of the videos
Is
on
that
that
Republican
channel.
Jesus?
Yeah, that's one of them. That's one of them.
It's a good one.
Amazing. I'm so glad you were able to join us for this. I'm so glad that we get to keep performing with you all over the city because we really do a lot with you.
Yeah.
You're so talented and such a good friend. And thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you so much. I'm so sweaty.
Yeah. We all are. Let's turn that AC back on. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to know more about Charm Scene or listen to more, you can follow us at Charm Scene Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, or just keep tuning in wherever you get your podcasts and listen in. Thank you so much for listening. And from all of us at Charm Scene, goodbye.
Bye.